So it's finally time for me to talk about the Godzilla equips, review them, tell you if they're good or not, and just my overall thoughts on them. I don't really know if I'm going to count this as the should you summon for this crossover. I guess to an extent it might be, but at the same time I might just tie in a should you summon for this crossover in the step up banner should you summon. So I'm not completely sure if that's what I'm thinking of or that's what I'm going to do, but we'll have to wait and see. So we all know what the crossover is at this point. Of course, it's Godzilla. And with it came two sets of equipment, or two batches of equips, whatever you want to say. A lot of these equips are actually really good just in terms of nuking, but in terms of like actual practicality and just regular play, we'll have to wait and see. With the first batch of equips, these will be coming literally right after maintenance. We won't have to wait for these. We'll feature Godzilla, the Induction Rifle, the Artillery Tank, the Suit, and the Induction Pistol. So Godzilla himself, this is not the same Godzilla we're going to be getting for free, by the way. This guy is a 5-star physical, attack plus 500, break to 1000, and he's going to do 12,000 non-elemental damage physical, and then he's going to increase all allies' physical damage by 50% for 30 seconds. Next is the Induction Rifle. This is a 5-star magic, 1700% non-elemental damage, 30% chance of reducing the enemy's defense by 10% for 10 seconds. This is pretty much the magic version of Toy Sword, which is from the Zeorg event. Next is the Artillery Tank, which just does damage, and it's a 5-star physical. Why did they make this? Next is the Suit, which is a 4-star defense. You're able to increase all allies' poison, paralysis, and disease resistance by 100% and reduce all allies' magic damage taken by 30% for 15 seconds. And then finally, we have the 4-star support, which is the Induction Pistol. This thing can increase a target's equipment CT speed by 30% and autofills art gauge by 3 for 10 seconds. Like I said before, the Godzilla equip is a really fantastic physical nuking item, extremely strong. If you're going to be doing any type of physical nukes, I would recommend having this guy on the team just because that 50% extra physical damage goes a long way. The 5-star magic, which is the Induction Rifle, I feel like is just completely garbage. I don't think it would really be used too much anymore. Back in the day, whenever Toy Sword was like insane, yes, there was a time in Grand Summoner's history where one of the best items in the entire game was a 5-star physical known as Toy Sword Charlotte. And it didn't do anything apart from reduce the enemy's defense by 10% every 5 seconds. It was crazy. So yeah, I feel like just there's no reason to use this nowadays. We've been past this time period, you know what I'm saying? People are going to be using stuff that's going to be able to give them art gauge and damage buffs at the same time, or just give them art gauge, because that's what's prioritized now. Having that 10% defense reduction on an enemy isn't even that good, because if you have crit on the team, you already ignore defense. If you have someone like Daki on the team, you're ignoring defense. So you see what I mean? If you're doing any types of big damage, which most of the time people are going to be having 100% crit buffer or some means of getting through defense on most teams, there's no reason to do this. And it's only a 10% defense reduction. So yeah, overall, Induction Rifle, it's kind of whatever. Next is the Artillery Tank. Why is this an item? This is an item that should got buff. I do know this is more of a break item. I see the 4,000 break, but still, like, reduce break resist, you know, increase break power at the same time. Can you do something like that too? Instead of just 4,000 break and that's it? Not too impressed by this item. The 4-star defense though, to be honest, I feel like it's actually going to be really freaking strong. I think this has a lot of use, especially against certain fights. That reduced magic damage taken by 30% for 15 seconds to everyone, and it's a 4-star defense on a 30-second cooldown. I think it is insane. It's really good. I don't know if we have something like this already in the game as a 4-star defense. I know we have a 3-star defense item that is like aerial, but that is a single target item. I don't know if this is the first of its kind in the game. I have to actually go look and see, because I'm not for sure off the top of my head, but either way, 4-star defense is really freaking good. And then next is the Induction Pistol. I personally thought this was going to be insane, because I thought this was actually going to be able to work alongside Finn Aloha shorts. But it comes to find out that this is a single target item, not AoE. I thought this was going to be an AoE arch-gen item. And because of that, I feel like my expectations have been quite lowered. I still think this item's pretty solid, but the only thing is that you wouldn't use this item at all, probably, if you already have Finn Aloha shorts, because this item single target, yes, this one gives you more arch gen than Finn Aloha shorts, but, you know, to a single target. But overall, Finn Aloha shorts technically gives you more, because that is able to spread out the arch gen over the entire team, and plus it gives the entire team the equipment CT down. So If you already have Fin Aloha shorts, this item isn't that good, but if you don't have Fin Aloha shorts, I think this item is pretty solid. Now, since I actually said that, most of the 5-star equips from this first gacha pool is not that good. Not that good whatsoever. Really, it's just get Godzilla, and then if you can get the 4-star defense, I think that's solid. That's actually kind of terrible, to be honest. Yeah, it's really just get Godzilla and leave. That's crazy. But that's not all of the crossover equips coming to the game. There is, of course, another batch, but this batch will not actually be available until the 17th of June, so keep that in mind if you're looking forward to this. I want to say that we don't actually have the legitimate banner pictures for these yet, so I'll just have to use this picture, which really isn't too great. The 5-star magic, which is Ghidorah. This thing's able to lower the enemy's magic resist by 40% for 15 seconds. Next is the Mech Suit. I'm assuming this is what this would be called, or something of the sort. A defense item that's able to avoid stats, element resistance, and negate damage by 3,000 for 15 seconds. We're going to be having, I'm assuming, a 5-star physical that's going to be having a 60% chance of poisoning the enemy. We have a 5-star support, which is going to be able to boost the equipment CT speed and damage to enemies by 35%. And then last but not least, we also have, I think this is a 5-star support as well. This is going to be able to fill art gauge by 30 and boost skill CT and accuracy by 50%. I think overall this banner is a lot weaker than the first banner. I mean, I don't think either one of them are too great. Ghidorah is a really strong 5-star magic nuking item as well. The magic resist down is insane. I think there's another item in the game that does something similar to this, but the only one that I can think of off the top of my head is like Juno's True Weapon, and Juno's True Weapon only does, I think, 30%. But lowering the enemy's magic resist by 40% is going to increase any type of magic nuker team damage by a ton. So if you're looking to magic nuke, I think you absolutely need to get Ghidorah. As for the other items, the defense item right here, the mech or whatever it's going to be, this I don't think is too great. Being able to avoid stats elements is of course really good. It isn't as good as something like Dea's Jade, which is going to be giving you damage resist plus the avoid stats elements. Being able to negate damage really isn't too crazy unless you're also able to stack some type of damage resist with it. If you just have a barrier, then it doesn't really do anything. You need some type of damage resist with it to make it like really strong. Why do you think every tank in the game has a barrier plus damage resist usually built into their kit? Because that's what makes a barrier actually tough. If you don't have damage resist, then it's just like you have extra health. That's all that is really. The 5-star physical, we actually already have something like this in the game too, which is a Serpa's bow, which is from the Golden Kamui event, which I think a Serpa bow does 80% chance of poisoning the enemy, 60% chance of poisoning the enemy. This could be good in that one Crest Palace, I forgot what it's called, against the dog, but you have to poison the guy before you can kill him. So that could be good in there, but apart from that, I don't really see this being too crazy or being used in too many places. The other mech, the 5-star support, I'm pretty sure it's a 5-star support. I saw somewhere this was the 5-star support. Is okay, I think. Boosting equipment CT speed and damage to the enemy by 35% reminds me of something along the lines of like Chrono, but with a little bit more. And then the last one, other support item, which is I think some type of motorcycle or something. I think it's going to be a single target archgen item, because usually if it would fill all allies archgen, it would usually state it on this type of advertisement. This item, in my opinion, decent. I could see this being used on maybe Voxes if you don't have any other item, but apart from that, yeah, it would just be better to go AoE Archgen if you have AoE Archgen. And that is actually all of the equips coming to the game. Just to mention too, by the way, there will be an all-star Alk summon that you can do for the gacha equips. I don't know why they do this, but you're not even guaranteed a 5-star. If you use 3,000 Alk Stones, you're guaranteed a 4-star or higher. If you want to do this, try to get some equips or something. You can, like Fin Aloha shorts is in here. I think the summer sets are in here. Who knows what else is in here. So if you want to do that, hey man, do it. Me personally, I would say this is kind of just a waste of your resources, so I really wouldn't use this too much. But guys, I think that's gonna be it, man. I don't really know what else. That's pretty much it for this crossover. The only thing I haven't talked about yet is the event equips, which they haven't released exactly what we're gonna be getting in terms of that. But yeah, that's the crossover. It's kind of whack. This is a very, even though I love Godzilla, I love everything about him. I hope this crossover doesn't last too long, because this isn't really exciting. This is kind of sad to an extent. You know what I mean? So yeah. But guys, thank you all for coming out. It's been your bro OP. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for all the support recently. It's been absolutely insane. I cannot thank you guys enough for all that. Tell me down below if you're going to be going for any of these equips personally. If you are, I wish you some luck. I think the only one I want to get is really Godzilla, and then I would be happy. If I'm able to get that 4-star defense item as well, I would be also pretty happy. But if I can get Godzilla and walk away with this pretty much no crystal spent, I think that's like the best possible outcome for pretty much everyone. But hey man, thank you all for coming out. It's been your boy Pete. Over to like, comment, subscribe for more. And last but not least, man, you guys already know, don't forget to drink water.